Hey people, welcome to Tier 53 Faction War. This is Meridian High City and Chaos Space Marines versus Eldar. For the blue Chaos team, the Great Cornholio is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander. Lots of game manipulation and control abilities, begins in melee combat alongside double plate champions. It's Zeno and we have Doggy Lover. These guys start off ranged combat with a damage over time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support can with turrets and repair, but are very slow. Red Eldar, Furosemid is a Farseer support commander that fights in melee combat with some powerful buffs, debuffs and control abilities. Looks like Ulthway DLC over here. Alongside Aetherion is a Warp Spider Exarch teleporting commander that fights ranged combat by default, awesome at capping and harassing, some powerful control abilities of his own. And rounding off the teams here is Lomors as a Warlock, a melee hero that can leap into combat with some powerful spells, giving him support, disruption and offense. Warlock going mid early on, conceding the south side to Cornholio, but might mean a 2v1 against Zeno. It looks like in fact that is what it's going to be. Zeno needs to be careful here. CSM getting pushed back. Banshee's on the chase. That's a nasty disruptor. Starting ability of the Warlock also has fleet to boost his foot speed. There's some Nurgly worship. Cornholio needs to react. He is capping up the power first and now is coming over. Eldar will get mid, kicking off north side. There is that contested power in the north and southern edges, which can make a big difference if you hold them for long periods. Banshees need to be very careful here. The damage over time of the bolter can really whittle down units as they retreat. Yeah, they're going to go down here if he focuses them. Banshees are gone for sure. Do the heretics get away though? Yes, they do. He's got to replace his Banshees, I guess. Double CSM here for Doggy. Dropping models on the Dire Avengers. Furos does replace the Banshees. Expect to start seeing Shurikens up. Lomors going for Rangers though. They could make a big difference here. Are we going to see Raptors from any of the Chaos players? Because there's going to be at least one Shuriken in mid, you would think. And Raptors, with their 30 DPS melee, can really tear through Dire Avengers and stuff. Crazy leap in there from the Warlock, knocking down a CSM model and sending the Chaos Sorcerer flying. He's got enough for a Doom Bolts here. Could catch those Banshees as they come in. There's a Doom Blast from the Heretics. And there is a Doom Bolts. Gets away pretty clean. Only lost a single Heretic model, I think, did Cornholio. So pushed back, but it's not like the Eldar got on the power or anything. They did cap up the mid. And now it's being decapped by Doggy. Eternal War up on both of those CSMs, so they're going to be a pretty powerful early damage dealer. Banshee's on them though. Power weapons slashing through the heavy armor of CSM. Here's some Nurgly worship and a Bile Spewer up early on from Zeno. Did not expect to see that on this map. A classic meat grinder usually turns into a big ranged firefight late game. To have a short range weapon like the Bile Spewer up, you wouldn't necessarily expect it, but can do a lot of good things against Banshees and maybe Seer Council later on. Of course, these melee heroes as well. Has the Bilious Discharge ability, which slows you down dramatically, and a passive slowdown and damage debuff on hits. Look at these Rangers doing some work here. In from the flank. There are avenues to flank in from awkward angles, which the Eldar need to use. These guys might go down. One hit point. The bolt pistols couldn't quite finish them off. Raptors on the field then from Cornholio, and Noise Marines hitting the field now. Nice varied army alongside the double CSM of both of the Plague Champion players. Uncapped mid. Nurgly worship. Might see some Nurgle shrines and stuff. On paper, you probably favour the Chaos because there's so much upfront damage from their units. Can really make a difference in the big team fights late game. But Eldar do have what it takes to win those kind of fights, to win these kind of games. Tons of ranged disruptive options like Rangers, as you saw, Fire Prisms, D-Cannons, Time Field, Warp Throws. They do have the tools to use, but when your units generally drop a lot faster than the enemy units, it can be hard to make those things work, to put them into play. Merciless Switchblade up from the Warlock. Obvious choice against the very energy intensive Sorcerer and also the Raptors. Big chunks of damage from that thing as well. Draining energy and knocking back on the ranged attack. There you see it. Knocking over that Noise Marine taking shots from the Rangers there. They have their Pathfinder gear, which means their kinetic pulse does some damage. So it's like a super long range shotgun blast. Now look at that. Those guys super bunched up, hit by a grenade. Nicely done by Aetherion. Billy's discharge missing the Banshees, I think, but now they're running back into it. And here come Heretics. Need to be careful, need to retreat, ladies. Might have been saved by their Shuriken Cannon there. Rangers continue to get shots in, racking up that XP. Raptors jump, as expected. Now see Raptors from all 3 Chaos players. Banshees will have their work cut out early on. Chasing down some Dire Avengers now. They do not have fleet, those guys. These guys do. They're going to need to retreat. Without fleet, they are easy pickings for a Raptor squad. Now these guys, look at them. Now they can change the direction. Look at that. Using their footwork very well does Aetherion. Raptors are going to be very, very annoyed. Might take out the warp spell if he's not careful. He does teleport away. Can he get a model off these guys? Do these guys have enough for a grenade? I think they do. Might not be off cooldown though. In fact, picking off a couple of models as they retreat there. Webway up early on the north side. Here are the Raptors of Doggy, and a turret is going up to defend this power, and why not? Might help you tech super fast. Tier 2 now for Aetherion, the first player to go. All players going relatively heavy tier 1s with war gears up and Raptors and all sorts of good stuff. Double shurikens on the south side from Lomors to counter the Raptors with the overlapping suppression fire there. Jump into one, you have to deal with the other. Cornholio might get the vestments of the warp to have another teleport to close the distance there. Rangers being sneaky. Mid is uncapped. Nogly worship going on. What's going on north? It's blue. This is not noded though. Turret is there. More Nogly worship. Uh-oh. Banshees got onto the Noise Marines. That was a good cacophony though. Banshees making a run for the mid also. Ran into that Bile Spear, which has done good work already. Didn't want to use their grenade there, I guess, for fear of wiping out their own guarding weapon team. Good little counter push from Zeno. Can he cap though? Raptors are going to try. Heretics now moving up in support. Can he get on the power with this thing? Great at bashing power generators, of course. South, I hear Noise Marines. Oh, they're trying to retake this power. In fact, steal it. It's got double gens. Raptors again jumping into the second shuriken, but they might get the first one off the field. Nope. They don't want to stay in that long. He does have the Sword of Flame, right? Yeah. But his Sorcerer is not here to put Coruscating Flame on them, which might help them force off the guarded weapon teams a little bit quicker. Light grenades in play. Missing the throw there. A little bit area denial though. I think you need to be in the initial explosion to actually get infected. And then the infected will pass on to other units of your own team. So it won't pass to enemies unless... Well, you can hit allies. You can infect allies if they're in the initial explosion. But the enemies won't pass it on to them, which is handy. Dark Creepers for Aetherion. Powerful inferno damage these days, I believe. Not plasma. So big damage bonus to heavy infantry and super heavy infantry, but not quite as effective against vehicles and stuff as plasma is. Plasma's not super effective against vehicles, but can do the work on rear armor or something. Could do some work for you. Spiritual Rites heal going off. Very nice from the Farseer. With double Banshees around her, that's a big deal. There's Touch of Nurgle though. And those Banshees need to be so careful. Global ability of the Plague Champion causes this violent explosion, doing damage, knockback and heal. And when you combine it with the Doom Blast of the Heretics, which allows you to sacrifice a model at will, since it triggers on death, can do some very nasty things. Certainly gets me out of a lot of scrapes as a Plague Champion. Who needs micro? You have Touch of Nurgle. Tier 2 all around then. Aspiring champion for these Raptors. Melter Pistol and Power Fist. Got some Plague Marines for Cornholio. Falcon up for Furosemid. That could make a big difference, actually. Chaos don't have any infield reinforcement aside from the Nurgle Shrine, which is obviously not mobile. Autarch in play now for Aetherion. Does the Walk Spider get away? He does. He's got the Entangling Web. Good tool to use against those Raptors. But they seem to be pushing off the Eldar kind of at will in the mid. Raptors are jumping in, causing havoc, and then they push through. Speaking of havoc, Havoc's on the way for Doggy Lover. Warlock doing some cool sliding over here. Look at this. But then gets caught for his Eldar trickery in the Robes of Torment, Chains of Torment. Pretty nicely timed. Catching the stuff on the stairs there. Decent grenade. Oh, everything's spread out at just the right time to avoid it. Banshee's getting on the Sorcerer, almost taking him out. These ladies with the aspect of fleetness, giving them outrageous power melee damage with those dual swords on the Exarch. Mid is still very blue. North, there's that Falcon, and here is last cannon Havocs in response. A very hard vehicle counter, and they get the shot on the rear armor, and look at the damage it did. Like a third of the hit points. Raptors with their Power Fist could also do some work. That thing is still showing rear armor. Oh, down goes the Shuriken. Yeah, when Raptors get their aspiring champion, they can tear through setup teams pretty damn quickly. It's scary. Farseer goes down. Zeno's Plague Champion is also down, pushing forward there. Dark Creepers do have their Exarch now. You see them at the front with the fancier gun. Gives them pinning fire, which allows them to suppress, which is pretty nice. Oh, Chaos Dreadnought for Zeno. What's the response to that? Do they have any Bright Lances up? Not that I can see. Falcon does decent anti-vehicle damage with its pulsar laser or whatever it's called. There's a jump. Grenade to miss. Piling onto the Raptors are the Banshees. Autarch is also there. But here comes that Dreadnought just to force the issue. Touch of Nurgle on the Raptors there. And they do detonate, and down go the Banshees. Banshees now having a rough time in tier 2, you feel like. Starting to sense those Banshees are going to have a tough match. These guys are going to go down too. Staying in that fight awfully long time. Might go down. Plague Champion doing his thing with damage over time, and they do go down. That's all the Banshees gone, is it? No, Lomors still has his. Barely, but they do get away. Almost got onto the power there. In fact, these guys are on the power, and the power was bashed. Well done to Lomors. Got a webway over there. Very, very sneaky. Does Cornholio have an aspiring champion? No, can't see the webway. Oh, it looks like he knows it's there. I saw those guys go in. Dreadnought with its default autocannon still. This is some Alpha Legion over here, is it? Not the elite scheme though. Talking about bashing power, Las Cannon will do it pretty well. Furosemid had a bad couple of engagements, it seems. Falcon is down. Can the Eldar respond? They've been pushed back a lot in tier 2 here. These Raptors have made a massive difference. That's a Bright Lance destroyed. Seer Council on the way for Lomors now. That's a destroyed Diver squad. They got a decent grenade off, but down they went. Wow. Eldar kind of capitulating here early tier 2. Well, I say early tier 2. These guys are tier 3. Tier 2 came and went. Webway mid, Webway north. Not looking good for the Eldar team though. Dreadnought benefiting from that Nurgle worship, which is nice these days. What's this? Getting shot to hell. It's the Autarch. Might go down or retreat. If those CSM were forcing melee combat, I think she would have gone down. Might go down anyway from the sheer rate of ranged fire. She gets away. Something lives. Here's that Seer Council from Lomors. Powerful tier 3 melee squad. can leap into combat and provide a nice passive range damage reduction buff to surrounding units and themselves. There's Touch of Nurgle on a CSM. Needs to stop targeting them. There we go. Heretics get absolutely wiped out in seconds by the Seer Council and the ranged fire here. Dreadnought going into melee. We might see a Khorne Dreadnought at this rate to really punish those Seer Council. Tier 3 now for Cornholio. It's only Zeno still in Tier 2. Bile Spear doing its thing. There's that Bilious Discharge. But now being tied up by the Warp Spider. Raptors jumping in. Robes of Torment. But double Shurikens will set up and they can't jump yet again. More Heretics on the way for Zeno to replace the ones he lost. Fire Prism for Aetherion. Decent little passage of play but for the Eldar in the mid. But now here comes Doggy. And the Eldar, again, as soon as the numbers show up with their heavy armor, can't quite hold the mid long enough. 333, 378 on the VPs. Another Seer Council on the way for Furosemid. They do provide a decent amount of damage soak for the Eldar Seer Council. They have respectable health. It's only light infantry armor, but with the range damage reduction buff, they can tank surprisingly well. Dreadnought was a good shout from Zeno. Mixed in with the other stuff with the Raptors and all that stuff, they've struggled to deal with it. There's that Fire Prism though, going to make a big difference. Big shot on the Dreadnought. Can he chase it down here? There's lots of stuff retreating, although Zeno is still here to support it. Warlock benefiting from some buff, is he? What is that blue thing? Oh, it's just the webway. It's a Farseer webway, I guess. Infiltrating them, I think. No, it's Lomors webway. I don't know where all this blue buff is coming from. Oh, the Seer Council's there, that's why. It's hard to see you, sneaky Eldars. Moving in. Oh, good raptor jump from Cornholio. What are they going after? The Shuriken, it looks like. Eldar pushing through the mid. Touch of Nurgle going off on these raptors. But they do get wiped. And now we have super angry Space Elf time. Cloak of Shadows, Witchblade of Kurnus, and Heart of Darkness is up. Could see some nasty enhanced buffs on those Seer Council. 303, 356. Cornholio's Sorcerer mixing it up, but does get retreated off. Eldar are holding mid here. I hear a Blastmaster doing stuff. Here we are. Chaos have taken red team's natural. Dark Reapers doing some work. Well, here are some Chaos Terminators going to force melee combat on those guys. They are a good tool to use against Terminators, though. Dark Reapers. And there's Entangling Web. Can you turn and shoot, fellas? Oh, they dropped a model there. Fire Prism needs to be careful and needs to maybe switch its shot type to focused to do a bit more damage per shot, I think. D cannon is on the field for Aetherion. That's a singularity which will pull Terminators. They did teleport out though. 303, 301. Just pulled the Sorcerer, the Warlock around. And there's an Eldritch Storm. Doesn't quite hit, but did stun the Dreadnought there. Farseer has her Singing Spear and Armor of the Aetherion. She is ready to roll late game. Another Fire Prism. Oh, it's the same one. We do have another one on the way for Furosemid though. Raptors level 3. Man, the Raptors have done well. Zeno lost his, but the others are still around. Level 2 and level 3. Land Raider Phobos for Zeno, or Phobos, however the hell you say it. They still have this VP, do they? Yeah, triple cap here for blue. Eldar still kind of recovering from those tier 2 losses, you feel like. But they are recovering. Seer Council's up now, Fire Prism's up. They could punch through and do a big chunk of damage. But not if they get hit like that into a Chains of Torment as well. It is shot down. You've got to shoot down that central mass to get rid of those chains. Noise Marines dealt with. Ethereal Slash doing some work. Heretics almost wiped. But here come those Raptors. Just sense that they're a threat when they hit the field. We'll see how they do here. There's Coruscating Flame. We'll see a Counselor on them. Don't have a lot of support. There's an Autarch jump to help them out though. Yeah, Raptors. Doesn't matter what level they are. They don't want to fight Seer Council really. And they go down, do they? Did they get wiped? They did. Just as I say how threatening they are, of course. Down they go. Chaos Dreadnought with the Mark of Khorne. The Curse of Indrid strikes again. North side. Uncapped. Some Chaos Terminators with Lightning Claws for Doggy. Phobos is on the field for Zeno. And Cornholio getting one of his own. There's that Time Field helping take out these Terminators. Slowing them down even more. Wow, they got pretty close. 500 hit points for a Terminator isn't that much. 267 now. Big shot from the Fire Prism. And you can put Guide on vehicles. That makes Fire Prisms pretty damn scary. Trying to finish off the Farseer here are the Raptors. Couldn't quite get it done. Shimmer Orb to cap mid. Got disrupted though. Now the Dreadnoughts on him. Did he teleport away? Where did he go? Oh, still in there. Level 4 Warp Spider. Here comes a bunch of Eldar stuff being infiltrated by the Pathfinder gear. Uh oh, Dirgecaster stunning everything, trying to get on the Dreadnought to attack it there. Not the best use of your power melee squads, I feel like. Stuff dying in the south. Dark Reapers, level 3, they are racking up some kills here. Focusing on the Sorcerer in this instance. Webway's doing a lot of work for the Eldar there. Can they kill him? Not quite. Blastmaster comes into play. Banshees need to run from the Lomors. Really need to run. No, they're chasing. They're happy to chase. It might wipe them if those guys explode though. They're still chasing. I don't think Lomors has realised. These Banshees are going to die. Down they go. It's so easy, guys, to lose track of your units in a team game. In a late game team game. 303156. Shimmer Orb doing its thing. Prevents any range damage from entering or leaving the Shimmer Orb, if you didn't know. Which makes it a great capping tool. Used to also like prevent knockback and things as well, but that was removed. Double Land Raiders in the face of the Eldar. With those last cannons, there's a storm. But it gets teleported out by Cornholio. Quick reactions there. Don't think he got hit. Pressure on the natural of the Chaos team now. Black Grenades staying relevant late game, are they? Level 7 Plague Champion. Farseer gets a heal off, but that's a retreating Seer Council. Got the decap. Did some work. Now get out safely if you can. That's Lightning Claw Terminators, as we saw earlier. Massive, massive threat to anything in melee combat. Unless it's a vehicle. Down goes the Phobos. They took down Zeno's Phobos in mid. I guess it was a storm. I think I heard one. Eldritch Storm and double Fire Prisms will do that. More Seer Council, this time from Aetherion. Fire Dragons from Lomors. Eldar are fighting this out. They got pretty far behind, but have clawed their way back. 282154 on the VPs. Can they cap here with an Autarch? I think they can. Autarch is level 3. She's done well. There's the cap. It's a 1-to-1 now. 2-to-1 for the Eldar. Down goes the Fire Prism. Terminator is getting on it with the Lightning Claws. Was that a Fire Prism? I think it was. Furosemid's Fire Prism. Furosemid down to 2 units. Getting some Dark Reapers up now to try and shoot these pesky Terminators. So the council have found the Plague Champion, and he finds his grenade in his pocket. Are you going to fight over here? You don't want to fight the Terminators. You don't want to fight him. They have found some CSM to chop up though. There's Time Field shutting down any attacks. And then, wow. Well-timed special from the Farseer. Almost wiped out the heretics. Are they going to get away? Looks like they might. 244, 154. Mid is still red. We have Melter Gun Raptors here to help hunt down Fire Prisms and the like. Chaos Predator for Cornholio with Markov Nurgle. He's on the VP here. Double Fire Prisms in play. That Dreadnought is still stomping around. Level 3 has done really well. Singularity. Always fun to see it mince up some heretics. Used his Phobos really well so far as Cornholio. We do have a Haywire on the field though from the Warp Spiders. There it is on the Dreadnought. Dreadnought's going to go down. Fire Prisms should be able to finish it off, but las cannon shots are coming in. Down goes one of those Fire Prisms. Raptors doing some work in the back lines with their melters. Also gives them a melter bomb, of course. Are we going to see a grenade here? There's the attempt. Pretty good one. Didn't quite finish them off. 239, 145. Another Fire Prism goes down. Phobos now wants to bash some power. Double cap for the Chaos. Can they push this through to a victory now? Eldar have fought hard and have recovered well, but is it too much? Is it too much to come back from? Terminators need to reinforce now. There's a double cap. Back on the VP is Furosemid. He's lost a lot of units, Furosemid, but he's kept an awesome amount of pressure on that VP somehow. So well done to them. Phobos under threat but lives. Did that Fire Dragon get away? I think he did. Lomors down to 2 units now. See the big swings. Usually see big swings in rosters when you have Eldar on the field. You can deal so much damage and take so much damage so quickly. 239.96. Under 100 VPs now for the Eldar. Start to think relatively desperately and might make mistakes because of it. Warlock able to cap with Cloak of Shadows up. I think he put Distortion Field on himself as well. One of his globals. Dirge cast up. Coruscating Flame on the Heretics who instantly retreat off. Don't think there's anything here to threaten the Phobos aside from the Haywire, but that goes on to the tanks. And here comes some Fire Dragons. They will threaten the Phobos and the tank. Look at the damage. They got shot up though. They got shot up and get away. Eldar do retake their VP. Mid is uncapped, is kicking off there. Dark Reaper's doing some work. Time Field again. Might make the difference in this game, Time Field. 223 to 96. Level 6 Farseer. That's another Phobos from Zeno. Grenade trying to stop the cap. And it helps. I think the Seer Council actually got a special before the grenade went off there. 2 to 1 though for Chaos. A tough nut to crack in the mid with the Terminators there. Warp Spider's trying to do it. Aetherion with a level 5 Warp Spider Exarch. Terminators teleporting in. The Shimmer Orb does not stop melee attacks. And they're now ripping him apart. Fire Dragon's trying to get pressure on the Phobos, but couldn't quite make it back up enough. Has the time for Fire Prisms passed now, because there's a hell of a lot of las cannons on the field. Plague Fist up for Zeno. Icon of Nurgle as well, and Armor of Pestilence. Touch of Nurgle on Terminators, which does huge amounts of damage with their explosion, I think, since it's based on the health of the model. 223, 80 on the VPs. Plague Champion not knocked over by the Warlock there because of his Armor of Pestilence. Eldritch Storm misses the Phobos. They should be able to kill this guy. Down he goes. He didn't get the cap either. So 1-to-1. Eldar fighting hard. Fighting so hard. Lomors trying to protect his VP. We might see Cornholio come into the mid here. Tank is on the way. Oh, now backing off again. He's going for this VP, looks like. Doing a good job putting pressure on over there. Eldar not able to consolidate mid. Another tank up, and it's another Markov Nurgle tank. Doing some serious work, it feels like, with these damage over time explosion crap on the ground that it leaves. Heretics unable to cap. Fire dragons are there. Autark is there. She doesn't have her own fusion gun, but that's a haywire. It might be a taken care of tank, maybe, but they have so much health, these Markov Nurgle Chaos Predators. 198 to 80, 2-to-1 for the Eldar. Somehow those guys are not capping mid. Look how narrow this is for 3 vehicles to be parked. Phase shift on the Phobos, shutting down its weapons if nothing else. Can also set things up with it, but not in this instance. Seer Council of Lomors do escape. Very low there. It's a singularity, I think. Heretics running the hell away from it. He's been parked on this VP for a while, but hasn't been able to retake it. Cornholio. Got some Markov Corn CSM. Eldar capping mid. And pushing on the natural of the Chaos team. Level 3 Seer Council have done an amazing job for Furosemid with the Farseer support, of course, helping them out. Here come those Fire Dragons again. I feel like if he had a second Fire Dragon squad, Lomors, he'd do a lot more with those little pushes that he does. Warlock goes down, level 7. Got hit with a las cannon. 176 to 80, so 2-to-1 now. It's a 1-to-1. Chaos taking mid. Is this it? Is this the last cap of the game? Fire Prism on the way for Aetherion. It's a Guardian weapon team for Lomors. He might be looking to get a Bright Lance up, since Cornholio has 3 vehicles over there. And CSM and some Heretics. I guess he got those Markov Corn CSM to put the melee pressure on those anti-vehicle squads. 175 to 75, 2-to-1 for Chaos. Looking pretty strong in the middle, some Nurgle Worship and the Phobos. Seer Council level 4, up to 3802 hit points. That's pretty damn good. Vehicles though continue to be a pain in the arse. Here's the Bright Lance, but now it doesn't have vision over that stuff. These guys thought about capping, but then spotted something to kill. So I think would prefer that. Autark level 4. Can you switch her weapons? I guess you can't. I don't think you can. It's a relatively rare thing to be able to switch weapons. Part of the reason why Tactical Marines are so good. Farseer runs into death there. Trying to keep the pressure on that VP has done well. Zeno with that Plague Fist. Doggy Lover still without a weapon upgrade, has the Light Grenade still going. Fire Prism up here for Aetherion. 2-to-1 cap though for Chaos. Can they take these vehicles down? It's been such a pain in the ass for the Eldar on the south side. Trying to contest mid. So Council going for the cap. That is Distortion Field on them from Lomors, giving them some really nice damage reduction from range. That's a singularity, I guess. Was it? Seemed like it was, but I don't think it went off. That's a singularity. Oh, Tome of Subjugation on the Seer Council there. From the Sorcerer. Sneaky, sneaky Sorcerer. Now they need to run away. There we go. 171, 22, 1-to-1 cap. Eldar running out of VPs to hang on to here. Look at this for something to try and push against. Double Chaos Terminators and a Land Raider Phobos. Look at this though. Farseer gets the full cap. on blue team's natural. And more Chaos Terminators hitting the field for Zeno here. Steal those 3 vehicles parked on the south. Zinch nuke from Cornholio. Not sure what it was aiming for. Maybe a setup team or something. Here come the double tanks rolling in. Cornholio can cap that. That might be it. Raptors jumping out. One of them was a corpse mid-jump. That was just fun. Eldar have held on so well. But it might be too much. Farseer at level 7. Holding the line. Look at this. Kicking some ass here. Taking out some CSM. Runs into a Reaper autocannon though. And needs to run away. Might not get away here. She's not going to get away, I don't think. Oh, maybe. Oh. Play champion, I don't think was shooting out of that. Something just died a lot. I thought, was that an Autark? I think that was an Autark. 143-22. Phase shift from Aetherion. He has enough for a nuke, I think. Not quite. He's 2 red off. I thought he was setting up an Eldritch there. More Chaos Terminators this time from Cornholio. 1-to-1 cap. How are Eldar still in this game? There's the 2-to-1. That could be it. That could be it, but look at this. Furosemid straight onto the VP again. Light grenades won't be enough to deter these guys. Seer Council need to attack him. Don't cap. There we go. Cap with something else. GG. It's going to be a double cap and a victory for the Chaos, it seems. But Eldar fought it so hard. There's the single. And it's going to be enough to see it out. There it is. Chaos win. Level 6 Sorcerer from Cornholio. Level 7 Plague Champion. Did really well in the mid, actually. Zeno. Once he got that second Phobos up and those Terminators, it was pretty hard to shift him from the mid. Level 9 Plague Champion from Doggy Double. Level 9 Blight Grenades doing some serious work. Level 7 Farseer, Furosemid. Lost a lot of stuff but kept the pressure up really well on the north side. Aetherion's level 7 Warp Spider. And we had Lomors, a level 8 Warlock. With those triple vehicles to deal with. Proved to be a very tough nut to crack. Double Mark of Nurgle Predators. What level 4 this one? Look at that. 1630 hit points on a tank. Good grief. But there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Thanks to the players for organising and playing this faction war for our entertainment. And I'll see you next time.